Hello. So this is a Dell Latitude E5450. It is a 14-inch laptop from Dell. It's kind of a business workstation. It's not really made to be very thin or very light. It's adequate. I'd say it's actually pretty heavy for its size, but thinness-wise, it's just thin enough where it doesn't really matter. But it's definitely not going for the Ultrabook. So some things I really like about this laptop, just to start off the bat, it has a great screen. This is the 1080p screen, and it's really a fantastic screen. You can just tell by the black and white right here. It's just very good. I was really impressed by this since this is kind of general a business laptop, and usually the screens aren't this nice. So starting with that, also the battery life is very good. It's about 8 hours, so you can pretty much work all day on this thing. And this really has to do with the fact that it has a pretty slow processor. It has the i5-5300U. So, for a laptop this size, you can definitely pack a huge battery, and if they wanted to, they could probably make this run even longer. A few other things I also wanted to note. It has a very nice kind of almost rubberized finish, so it's not much of a fingerprint magnet, or if anything gets stuck here, it's pretty easy to kind of just rub off. Also, it's very, unlike many computers these days, as you can see, this is the refurbished model. It's actually very easy to upgrade. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts to remove the bottom, and you're free to put in an solid state drive and upgrade the RAM. So, I have to see that as a perk. Many computers, you can't do that so easily these days. So, all in all, it's pretty decent machine. It's definitely kind of going back to the old days of being a bulkier computer that has everything you need, instead of kind of trying to be as thin as possible and cut out anything just to save a pound or two. It doesn't really worry about weight or thickness. It has just kind of a good balance of everything. I also really like the keyboard. The keyboard on this computer is very pleasant. It still has kind of the old stick, which I don't really use, but it's still there, which is nice. It doesn't really get in the way. But it's just a very pleasant keyboard to type on. It's not very big. The keys they have an average press to them, as you can see. They're not too little or too much, but it's very comfortable, and I really like it. It has a little bit of flex here and there if you press, but if you're just generally typing, I don't think it'll bother you. So also it has a touchpad, and it does not have a click pad, which I'm extremely happy about. I like having 2 buttons. I usually just double click instead of using the buttons, but having the buttons is really nice to me. I don't have to deal with anything being pressed or something like that. So these are 4 categories where I really think this computer kind of scores 100%. It really great screen, great keyboard, great battery life, and good touchpad. Also, just its overall feel. It feels good. It doesn't feel like a weak laptop. It feels good in your hand. It's heavy. It's kind of bulky. It doesn't feel like it's just going to break, or if if it falls on the floor, I feel like it could probably take a pretty good fall. So overall, I really give this computer a good score. Other places where it doesn't shine so much are for things like speaker volume, and its speaker volume is really not that great at all. It's actually somewhat pathetic. I wish it was a little bit better. I guess it is a business laptop, but on the other hand, if you're trying to have a Skype phone call or something like that with someone, essentially you will have a really hard time anywhere except for a quiet room. It also has a very good selection of ports. So you can see it has HDMI, it still has VGA, which is fantastic in my book. 3 USB, Ethernet, pretty much has everything you'd need. So if you're trying to get this for your business, I really think this is a great buy. I reviewed the Dell Latitude E3450 earlier, and there's a night and day difference between these two. I actually enjoy using this laptop. It does have somewhat of a slow processor, so if you're kind of a power user, you might want something faster. But for a general business user who's just using Outlook, Chrome, just email and general things, you should have no issues. So yeah, this is definitely a highly recommended laptop.